I'm Jase Phillips, right-handed pitcher from Pensacola State College, from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Chambers, man, and I'm here with ChampTalk, bringing y'all another athlete, that's trying to get where we trying to go, and that's the major leagues. You know what I'm saying? I truly believe that most athletes, when it comes to playing baseball, especially at the collegiate level, you see it at the high school level, but when you start talking about college ball, these guys are really wanting to take their talents to the next level. So, I started Champ Talk about 4 or 5 years ago, and I wanted to utilize my platform, my space, to be able to give other athletes opportunities to not only show what they can do, but also talk about what they anyway, can do. We're gonna get straight to this thing, man. And the first thing I would like to ask is, what is it that allowed you to even believe that you were a collegiate baseball player?
Really, growing up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, there wasn't like a ton of baseball or massive baseball around there. So summer ball was always going to East Cobb to play in
Right,
Georgia, everything like
right.
that.
I remember
And so you really didn't see a lot of, like college athletes coming out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. And especially from, like just because you would have to go to Knoxville to see, high schools that had all these commits going there and everything. And then finally, when I hit high school, I started was like, yeah, I want to play baseball seriously and everything like that. And so really, like, it was mainly just family, my mom and dad being able to like take me everywhere that I wanted to go. Because like now it's a big thing of just getting out there and being seen and everything like that, being recruited wise. So my parents were able to just do everything like that they could possibly for me.
No doubt.
And so being able to get in front of coaches all the time and play at every type of event that I wanted to go to and everything, and events that I were invited to, was just an absolute blessing trying to go play college baseball. And that's what mainly like
That's that experience, coming okay, through high school, that, right? I got to high school. I mean, I played high school. I'm with an in college. What is it that you created here now? What did you create now to make you feel like, okay, I can go to the next level?
Really, the transition from high school and college was like a big jump for me. And so last year, the first year in college, it was a lot of like just getting adjusted to everything like that and figuring out how it all works. And luckily, last year's group was able to help me a ton.
You had some good boys.
Yeah, 100% had players that were able to help me basically. And I saw what they did and how they went about their business and their work and everything like that. And it kind of shaped me and helped me like figure out like this is like a consistent thing. Like this isn't just 5 days a week and you get the weekends off or something like that. Like especially now, in November, once fall ball finishes, everything like that, you want to wind down, but this is the time like you really hit it harder and everything. And so really just developing that type of consistency throughout the whole year, every single day, is what really like helped me step up from high school to college. Because high school, it was go to school, go to baseball, and then you were kind of done,
right,
and everything like that. And it was mainly like you do it 3 days a week or something like that. But in college, like you want to go play and continue to play in the highest level possible that you're able to. It's determination and consistent process of going through.
No doubt. So what is it in specifics when it comes to, even if you want to just talk about the pitching aspect of it, not even just the whole thing, right? If you just want to talk about in specifics, just pitching, what is it? A couple things that you've created to kind of set yourself apart.
Pitching is like a thing of like days you feel good, days you don't feel good. It's how are you still gonna get out,
okay,
everything like that.
I like that.
And so it's the days that you wake up and you really don't feel good, or don't have the type of energy to get it going or anything like that, and you still come out here and get work done and everything like that. And I feel like that's one of the bigger things that I was able to get better at is like days when you don't feel good. It was like I was like, I'm like good, like I'll just stay here. Like I'm kind of tired, my legs are sore from workout yesterday, something like that. And it's like you can always get better. And so going out the next day and being able to come to the field and get your work done that you need to get done. If it was like today, just med balls or anything like that, because it wasn't even full on throwing in the outfield.
Right.
It was just the little things that like a lot of guys don't think about is just keeping timing right on the mound or stuff like that, because that can be lost so easily and everything. So that's one of the big parts of the pitching aspect that I went through.
I like that too, especially when you said the little things. It's always the little bitty things, right? When we'll go in here, we'll talk about influences. Who influenced you as an athlete that, and did it make you want to be a pitcher, like just decide to be a pitcher, or did you want to play other positions other than pitching?
So really like all throughout elementary, middle, and then even my first 2 years of high school, I wanted to be a third base or shortstop.
Oh, nice.
So it was literally all I wanted to do.
Nice.
And really, like the biggest influence I had growing up was Matt Carpenter.
Really?
I'm a big Cardinals fan, everything like that. Yeah. And so my dad and my his side of the family are big Cardinals fans. So when I was younger, I would either always want to play third base or shortstop. And every team I was on, I was number one for Ozzie Smith too.
Oh wow!
So
nice.
yeah,
nice.
So
so y'all see, up, I love the fact, not to cut your thought right there. I love it because I forgot that you was a Cardinal fan. You know what I mean? I forgot that, and man, I got so many Matt Carpenter stories that I can share with you. Obviously, I shared a couple. But you do seem like the type of guy that will, from his dugout, will run out to his position as hard as he could. That's what the kind of guy Matt was.
Yeah.
And it kind of resembles when I see you here every Saturday and Sunday out here getting you working. That was Matt. I used to always say to myself when Matt signed his first really big contract, I was like, I know how he got that contract, because I remember days with him in the mirror, in the hotels, or we lived together too, swinging to nothing.
Yeah.
He would just be, mentally preparing himself for what the game was about. You know what I mean? And it was kind of, when I was coming with him, it was like I didn't care. But like, man, what are you doing? Go sit down, man. We're trying to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? But it also was a test of like how he became who he became. Even now, when I look at Matt, it's almost like I forget how good he was, man.
Yeah.
Matt Carpenter, even in minor league, man, he was the same guy that takes strikes and give great at bats. That was the same Matt that you seen in the major league. So I had to cut your thought right there just for a second, because I forgot you was a Cardinal fan.
No, and like you said, like the little things, those are the little things that he does that sets him apart from being just another player to being one of the better
Ozzie Smith, going to your number one, Ozzie Smith said, Adron, baseball has to be in your subconscious mind. You have to keep it there. You got to eat it, sleep it, drink it. Wherever baseball has to be. And you see the little small reels of guys in the grocery store acting like they playing baseball and stuff. But that's what he meant, baseball. And so those two guys are two great guys that were Cardinals and still are Cardinals, to kind of look up to, man. Those Ozzie Smith wasn't my, and I say this respectfully, wasn't my favorite player, only because I was such a Barry Bonds and Ken Griffey Jr., my position.
Yeah.
But when I became a Cardinal, he became one of the greatest men that I ever met and known. You know what I'm saying? Ozzie Smith is most definitely a favorite fan. When we go back to our fantasy camps and things like that, which I do hope I'm coming back to more. But at the same time, man, it's being able to have those type of examples too. I think for me, it was Roy Jones and Derek Brooks being in Pensacola too. Having those type of examples, and you can probably attest to this, it's always a great thing to be able to have guys that you can look up to and doing it the right way.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And I really feel like our younger athletes, we need to take heed to that sometime, of understanding like, man, pay homage to the guys that did it before you. You know what I'm saying? Give respect to the guys that did it before you, because a lot of those guys did it the right way. And being able to have those as examples when you watching the game, it's only going to help your game. You know what I'm saying? I want to ask you now, what are 3 things that you feel like, or not even 3, just a 1 or 2 things that you feel like you need to do to get to that next level? What's going to get you to the major leagues?
The biggest thing is just continuing to work hard, because I work as hard as I possibly can on the field and doing everything like that, and then the work like off the field that a lot of guys don't see is like weight room type work, everything like that, and like they may not look like the strongest people in the major leagues or anything like that, but they're definitely the most explosive, some of the most athletic people that you wouldn't even expect them, but people get up on the mound and you could put the strongest person out there and they don't move the same as like Justin Verlander or something like that. And that's why it's like an athletic type ability. And so I've always been like a skinnier, lankier guy and everything. So really, like, the biggest thing is just
love
eating
to the
right.
skinny guys.
Yeah. Eating right, and just the weight room constantly and everything like that. And that's one of the biggest things that's like I've been focusing on a lot more, and all that. And then also just like the mental aspect of it and everything. Like being up there on that mound, you can feel like it's literally all by yourself. Like you get into a bind and bases are loaded, no outs, and it just feels like everything's like pressing down on you and against you and everything, and you just got to be able to snap out of it and be like, hey, like look at your shortstop, like let's turn 2 here or something like that, or be able to connect with your catcher, and
that's
you're
a
all
really
on
good
the
point.
same page.
And if it was anything that I would have to add to that, because I think you're a phenomenal player for us. I think you will be a big contributor when it comes to our wins or anything that we're involved with over here. The biggest thing to me is, like you said earlier too, is the consistency, man. We have to make sure that we stay consistent. And the more we can stay consistent at what we do, I feel like whatever we are wanting to do, we will be able to reach that and get closer to it, because our mind is constantly on it. It's almost like speaking it into existence. As long as we doing these things that will add on to what we are trying to do, it'll get closer. I promise you it will. We here, we with the Champ Talk. Adrian Chambers, the swing champ. We out.